Hello, YouTube. Time to fire it up. That was pretty quick. Alright. Time to do latency test. Okay. 7-8 seconds. We're good to go. I know I crack my knuckles a lot. My mom hates it, but no big deal. Someone actually did an experiment. He cracked the knuckles on one hand and not the other hand for like 20 years, and he said that there was no difference in his hands. Maybe it's fake, maybe it's real, I don't know, but someone took the time to figure it out. Alright, let's get comfy. Get those legs up. Alright, let's play. We got ancient technology, we can do one of those, but let's scroll down and see what else we have, because there's a lot of quests here. Okay, don't want to do that. Find the Red Guard woman. I know who that is, so let's go do it. Okay, what's my, I gotta go dump some stuff off. And we're going to the same place anyway, so let's do it. Camera's off. Okay.
I've got your back.
Okay.
I'm a mage, not
Are
a
you
pawn.
carrying anything? Yep.
Let's get going then.
It's got exploding bolts. None of that weighs anything. Okay, amulet, Julian, store. Okay, do I want these boots? What boots am I wearing? Yeah, let's get rid of those. Don't need that. Keep the necklace and the shields. Circlet of extreme alchemy. I gotta go put that down in my thing. Let's get rid of these. Blood Barlestone. Empty. You put something in that? What am I carrying that's so heavy? Store. Okay, we can break that down. Okay, that was a lot of stuff there. Okay, let's go put those books away. Okay. Is that her? No, it's Olfina. Okay.
What's the...
Like, I remember this quest. I've done it, like, once a long time ago. Yeah, this is her.
Yet? What do you need, handsome?
Did you know some Alik'r warriors are looking for a Redguard woman?
Are you sure? Oh no. They found me? I need your help.
Oh, way to out yourself.
Come with me. I need to speak to you privately. Quickly, come with me.
Oh, you can tell them where she is? Ooh. Raw beef. It looks like a stomach. You'd think the beef bones would be bigger than that.
So, are you working with them? You think you can take me? You so much as touch me and you're going to lose fingers. I mean it. I'll cut you in half.
So the Alik'r know where I am? What do they offer you? Gold? How many more of them are coming?
Put that down before you get
Tell
hurt.
me. I'm sorry. Just don't hurt me. I know you.
Don't hurt me, please.
Just can't help them. You can't let them know I'm here. Please, will you help me? There's no one here I can trust.
Perhaps if there's money in it.
There will be. Of that, you can be assured. I am not the person that the people of Whiterun think I am. My real name is Eamon. I am a noble of House Suda in Hammerfell. The men who are looking for me, the Alik'r, they are assassins in the employ of the Aldmeri Dominion. They wish to exchange my blood for gold. I need you to root them out and drive them away before they find me and drag me back to Hammerfell for an execution.
How am I supposed to get rid of them?
They're mercenaries, only in it for the money. They're led by a man named Kamatu. Get rid of him, and the rest will scatter. I don't dare show my face, lest they recognize me, so you'll have to find out where they are.
Any suggestions as to how I find them?
I heard one of them was just arrested trying to sneak into the city. If he's locked up in the jail, perhaps you can get it out of him. Please, I know I'm asking you to do something difficult, maybe even dangerous. I just don't know who else I can trust.
Okay, why are the Alik'r after you?
I don't know for sure. I spoke out against the Aldmeri Dominion publicly. I suspect that's why these men were hired to hunt me down.
Sounds about right.
You think I'd be in hiding if this was something I trusted town guards to handle? These men are ruthless, cunning, deceitful. They'll pay off whoever they can. I can't trust anyone here in Windhelm.
Excuse me.
Guards and Jarls can be bought. And the Alik'r are close. I'm running out of time, so I'm choosing to trust you.
Okay.
Find me the moment the Alik'r are taken care of.
Oh, excuse me, that gas. Oh boy. Okay. So where is the jail? Up here. It says there's a door up here. I don't know if I've ever really been up here before. Okay. Hey, you. Come over here.
Need a blade? You should talk to Adrian at the forge.
What are you looking at?
I need to find Kamatu. Where is he hiding?
You have a death wish then? If you know that name, you must know to meet him would be to meet your end. But it seems we both have needs, friend. Perhaps we can help each other out.
What is it that you need?
I have dishonored my brothers by being captured, and so they have left me here. My life with the Alik'r is over now, but I have no wish to die in this god's forsaken land. If I can be released from prison, I may start over. See to that, and I'll tell you what you want to know.
How much to pay your fine?
100 gold will secure my release. You can afford that, can't you? I suppose you'd better hope you can, if you want the information. Get the money into the hands of one of these guards, and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Why did they leave you
Because
here?
I was clumsy enough to be captured. Kamatu always says, we're supposed to be the best of the best. I wasn't.
Okay.
Until next time.
Hey.
Try to hide it all you want. I know you're in the Thieves' Guild. And so do the other guards.
Okay. I want to pay that prisoner's fine.
Done. Convince him to stay out of the city while you're at it.
Okay. Hello?
What are you looking at?
Let's talk about how we can help each other out.
You buy my way out of here, and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Your fine's been paid. Now tell me about Kamatu.
Very well. Kamatu is west of Whiterun. It's an unassuming little cave called Swindler's Den. You realize if you set foot in there, you're never coming back out? They'll kill you. But that's your problem, not mine. Guard! My fine's been paid, now set me free!
Guard!
What is it, Imperial?
Guard! Okay. Wait. He said east. The heck? Okay.
Look at that. A cave. Who knows what could be down there?
Wow, a cave. Man, like, real life caves are terrifying. Like, it's dark, it's cold, you know, the sun's never touched it. It's like, what you'd think the underworld would be like, just cold and dark. Oh, there's a dragon. Like, the people that go spelunking.
Look at that. A cave. Who knows what could be down there?
Yeah, it's like you see people crawling through these tunnels, and they're super tight spaces. Like, you would never catch me doing that. I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic, but when I see people doing that, it makes me feel claustrophobic. Same with diving into caves. You know, people go into caves because they think it's cool, and then they get stuck and they die. So, you know, you won't catch me doing that.
I'm not sure I like these Alik'r warriors hiding out here.
Orcish arrow, steel bolt. Oh, that's a lot of gold. Thank you. Paid for my bribe. Huh? Huh? What was that noise? Didn't even pierce the skin. Oh! Should probably pick up those iron arrows just in case. This charred skeever. I mean, if rats were that big, I'd probably eat them too. Oh, someone was talking about, yeah, my mom was watching on Instagram. A guy ate a kangaroo burger, and he said it was really good. And I did some research on kangaroos, and apparently they're better at extracting nutrients from grass than cows are. They're 70% efficient, and their digestive system produces hydrogen instead of methane. So they're like, hey, maybe we should eat more kangaroos because they don't make methane, which allegedly causes global warming. This is the thing about climate change, right? Is when I was a kid, we got lots of snow. Now that I'm an adult, We rarely get lots of snow, but we have had lots of snow. One year we actually had the neighbors with the snow blower take care of business. Like, he'll just go snow blow the driveway. Oh, that's ours. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, if it was, if it changed, it would be permanent, right? It wouldn't fluctuate. So fluctuations are normal. And that's the thing, like, tornadoes, right? Tornadoes happen in the same area, and it's in the United States. Like, 99% of tornadoes happen in the same area. And that's also where most of their agriculture is. So you have to think, well, if tornadoes always happen where there's agriculture, then maybe the agriculture is causing tornadoes. But nobody thinks that. So if I was to say, hey, maybe if we put more trees, there'd be less tornadoes. You know, who's going to listen to me? But, like, I don't know, right? Nobody does enough research on it. Like, it's the thing about science, right? A lot of science is a hypothesis, so it's an idea, and then you try to prove the idea. So anything that doesn't fall in line with your hypothesis, you just discard. And all that discarded information just disappears, and that's the stuff that you need to learn. It's not what they say is right, it's what they say is wrong. Because that's how you learn. You eliminate the wrong ideas, right? So, like, we watched Twisters, the sequel to Twister. And they're like, oh, if we put polymers, moisture-absorbing polymers into the tornado, it'll shut down the tornado. It's like, okay. But all you're going to do is just drop all this stuff everywhere. Like, it's going to... Like, you don't know if it's toxic or... Well, they say it's non-toxic. They say it's the, stuff from diapers, right? But, like, anyone who's changed a dirty diaper knows that, like, that stuff is nasty. Could you imagine it being all over your land, all over the water? These guys are pretty weak. Holy cow, look how many there are. He's running away! Look at this guy cowering in the corner. Die! Scimitars. Let's take some Red Guard outfits for our collection. Oh, Ice Storm. Ooh. I'll never be able to use it, but let's add it to the list. Okay, so we're done. Alright. That's like a pretty early level quest, so... But yeah, if you tried to do that at like level 1, you would have gotten smashed, because there's so many dudes in there. Holy cow. Alright, so now we have... Is that the top of the list now? Yeah. So let's go talk to her again. Oh, I'm sweating. Like, I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but, like, streaming does give me a little bit of anxiety. Not bad, though. It's not like I don't want to do it. But, it's focusing. Like, I'm focusing on two things at once. So, like, if I just play a game by myself, like, I don't think about what I'm doing. I just do it, right? But,
Haven't I told you
Yeah, like talking about kangaroo meat. You know, that's interesting. Like kangaroos, you wouldn't think that they would be good eating, but
Any news of the Alik'r?
they're basically like they're like a cow. Their stomachs don't work the same way, but they eat grass, right? So how an animal tastes depends on what they eat. So like, I'm not a huge fan of pork. Like I'll eat pork chops, I'll eat pork and all that kind of stuff, but I find that the fat doesn't taste that good. Whereas like beef fat, I think beef fat is delicious. Like beef fat is my favorite. Like, and I want to get that stuff, that beef tallow, and cook food with it. Like I want to try that because it sounds really good. Because like think of when you make a steak, right? You cook a steak, all that fat cooks off, gets into the meat, and it just tastes good. Like like that's what chewing the fat comes from, right? If you've ever heard of that. Chewing the fat means having a talk, but it also means chewing fat, and that's what I do. Like I'll cut the piece of fat off the steak, and I'll just be like, suck all the fat out of it, and it's delicious. And you put a little salt and pepper on it, and oh man, it's so good. And then like chicken, right? Like the thing about chicken is it depends on what the chicken is used for. So like chickens for chicken wings are different than chickens for chicken breasts. You know what I mean? Bequeathing a home, but I have to kill her. I don't want to do that. Banquet feast. Oh, let's do this. Bring Meridia's beacon to Mount Kilcreath. Let's do that. Yeah, so like, I like chicken breast. Some people swear on thighs. That's fine. Like, I'll eat a chicken thigh, but I like chicken breast better. And when you buy chicken breasts, it's really big pieces, right? But when you get a roasted chicken, they're not that big. So what's the difference, right? You know, depending on what you're using the chicken for, it's a different chicken. And I've seen that there are places that have different kinds of chicken on sale. Like, I forget which cooking show it was, but he went to it was like a bar and a restaurant. And they had different breeds of chicken on sale. And they had different kinds, like, some had long legs with, like, red drumsticks. Some had short wings with brown meat or whatever. Like, it just depends on the kind of chicken. And most of the chickens we eat are the same type, right? But there's more than just one kind of chicken out there. There's a whole bunch of them. Just like cows, right? Oh, there's beef. But then there's Angus beef, right? Oh, what's Angus beef? It's from Angus cows. So what's the difference, right? They're raised differently, they're fed differently. Like, I think most Angus beef is free range, whereas like a lot of dairy cows are in pens, right? So a lot of meat I think is made from dairy cows that stop making milk. So they butcher them and they put it out. That's the cheap meat, right? The really expensive meat, like you might have heard of Wagyu beef, right?
Restore to me my beacon, that I might
like
guide
Wagyu beef is specifically from Japan, from a specific type of cow. Kind of like the way champagne is from Champagne in France. Like, all champagne is over-fermented white wine, but if it comes from Champagne, France, it's champagne.
A token of my truth lies buried in the ruins of my once.
Sorry for trying to listen to this.
Now tainted by a profane darkness skittering within.
My beacon!
The necromancer Markarth defiles my shrine with vile corruptions, trapping lost souls left in the wake of this war to do his bidding. Worse still, he uses the power stored within my own token to fuel his foul deeds. I have brought you here, mortal, to be my champion. You will enter my temple, retrieve my artifact, and destroy the Defiler.
Tell me more about this artifact.
Mortals call it Dawnbreaker, for it was forged in a holy light that
Excuse me.
breathes upon my foes, burning away corruption and false life. You will enter my shrine, destroy Alik'r, and retrieve this mighty blade.
Okay, I'll do it.
Of course you will. I have commanded it.
Oh, so bossy.
Go now. The The artifact must be reclaimed and Malkarth destroyed. Malkarth has forced the doors shut, but this is my temple and it responds to my decree. I will send down a ray of light. Guide this light through my temple and its doors will open.
Okie dokie. Okay, guide Meridia's light to the temple. Alright, let's go. Oh, hey Sean, how's it going? Did you get my comment on your video? My mom and I watched your testimony about your accident. It was really interesting. Glad you made it through, because when the doctors say you're in trouble, usually people would listen to that, right? But yeah, I'm glad you're walking again, man. Like, that's amazing. Could you imagine what might have happened if you hadn't gone to work that day? Like, your buddy might have done that and died, you know? Like, that's what I thought. It's like, dude, if he hadn't have gone, like, what would have happened? So, that's amazing. But yeah, it's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I had a nice weekend off from YouTube. I mean, I still watch stuff, but I took the weekend off, and now I'm back for some more games. So, I know you're a Fallout guy. Do you know anything about Skyrim? Vigorous Magicka. Nope. Okay, well, I mean, this is the best way to check out a game is to watch someone play it, right? Like, when I was a little kid, I would watch my brothers play video games. And when they went to school, I'd go in and I'd play their games. Never seen it? Okay. So right now we're doing a quest where we found this thing called Meridia's Beacon. And she says, hey, you need to come to my shrine and I'll give you a quest. So she's, what is it? Is she, I can't remember if she's a Daedra or an Aedra. So Daedra are like demons, Aedra are like angels. And they meddle with the affairs of mortals. So you can get powerful artifacts by serving them. So like, Skyrim doesn't have legendary items like Fallout does. What they have is like enchanted items. So most enchanted items are just like normal stuff that you can find modifications for. You can also enchant them. But these are artifacts. So artifacts are unique weapons that you can get. I actually have one. It's from a Creation Club quest, which are like a paid mod. So like I have the Bow of Shadows, I have the Dusk Fang, and these are unique items with powerful effects. So like this bow will turn you invisible when you pull it out, and this sword does fire damage during the day and frost damage at night. And if you kill 12 creatures in the same day, it absorbs health and magicka. So yeah, there's stuff like that. And then like this is just a Daedric crossbow. Like, this is high tier. This is like the equivalent of a plasma rifle in Fallout, depending on what bolts you use. But if you have enchanting, I could put an enchantment on that. So I could get it to do like fire damage, I could get to do whatever. There's also like exploding bolts too. That's why I wanted to get the crossbow. So, yeah. But like, I like to play this the same way I play Fallout, which is to sneak around and shoot people in the back. So, yeah, Skyrim is where the sneak archer meme comes from, because it's the best way to play this game. Like, melee is okay, but the thing about Skyrim is you have 3 stats, right? You have health, stamina, and magicka. If you invest all your points into magicka or stamina, you get to a point where enemies just kill you in one shot. So even if you're a spellcaster, you want to level up your health as much as possible, and then level up magicka. So like, that's why I'm not a big fan of spellcasting in Skyrim. like, archery is pretty strong. Because, like, this crossbow, I found it in a store and I stole it. And then another guy told me, oh, use this code and it won't be stolen. So I used that, so now it's not stolen. But if you didn't want to use the code, you could sell it to a fence and then buy it back. And then it'll be yours. Which is cool. So, yeah, I'm using this crossbow right now. It's pretty good. Okay, did that open the door? Maybe there's another way I have to go through. Oh wait, here we go. We can go this way. And the best part about a crossbow is you don't have to draw the string back. So sometimes when you use a regular bow and arrow, sometimes the arrows will go in the wrong direction or they'll go too short. So a crossbow never has that problem. So I think the crossbows are better. Plus they have higher base damage. So I've played this game a lot in my life. I've bought it 3 times. I bought it on PS3, I bought it on PS4, and I bought it on PC. And it's pretty much the same game no matter what system you play it on. I don't know if it's like Fallout, like you're a Fallout on Xbox, right? Lets you do stuff that you can't do on the PC. So I don't know if Skyrim would be the same way. You might be able to get Skyrim on Xbox. I'm not really sure. Like the only Xbox I ever owned was a Xbox 360. And I had 2 of them. Like the one, my first one died, which was typical. And my second one is in the basement somewhere. But yeah, like, I got it for Halo 3 and Mass Effect. Like, I beat Halo 3 a few times, I beat Mass Effect a few times, and I really enjoyed it. Requires a key. There we go. Okay, there we go. How did she get across? Where is she going? Oh, that's weird.
Wow, that's impressive.
Okay, so we're following this light. Expert lock, okay. And you might notice the lockpicking's the same, right? Like, I love the Fallout and the Skyrim lockpicking. I think it's really fun. Oblivion was like, you had to like put the tumblers up into the lock. It was hard, but it was more skill-based. So if you knew how to watch the pins, you would know exactly when to pin the tumbler. Oh, hide shield, I could probably break that down. Oh, ebony armor of invigoration? Damn. That's a really strong enchantment. 40% faster stamina regeneration. Not bad. Alright. So in Skyrim, if you have enchanted items, you can take them to an enchanting bench and you disenchant it, and then you'll get that effect, and you can put that effect on anything you want. So, like, could you imagine if Fallout 4 lets you, like, you know, create the mods, like the legendary mods? Like, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. But that would kind of be different, right? So, yeah, I've been watching Starfield. Starfield is their latest game that came out last year. Meds are working? Great. Yeah, you said you had a sinus thing you had to get checked out, eh? Did you get some antibiotics for that? Glad you're feeling better, man. Like, the right medication makes a huge difference. Like, I know. I don't know if I mentioned, I have schizophrenia. And the thing is, people think that you have depression because you're tired all the time. So they give you antidepressants, and then that just, like, oh man, puts you into overdrive, and you're just like crazy all day long. So now that I'm on antipsychotics, I'm like, oh, I feel calm now. It's really funny. But yeah, it's like night and day, man. So yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better. And like, I don't know how your weather is down there. Like, we don't have any snow yet. But we will be getting snow soon, I think. Oh, Master Trap? Yeah, like, how was Halloween for you? Did you get many kids going through your neighborhood? We had about 40 come through. And the weather was so mild, my mom was out there in a t-shirt. It was crazy how nice the weather was. Oh, yeah, pretty hardcore stuff then, eh? Yeah, I know some of this stuff is really strong. Yeah, that's the funny thing about antibiotics. It's like they're designed to make you feel better, but they can make you feel like there's side effects, right? Like they can make you tired and stuff like that. My one brother. Doxycycline. Here, let's take a look at that. The medications I'm on are risperidone and olanzapine. And boy, do they work. I take 3 milligrams of risperidone at night, and then I take 5 milligrams olanzapine in the morning and 5 at night. And it works really well. Doxycycline. Oh, what the hell is this? Getting a phone call. I gotta wait for the phone call to go away before I can, Alliston, Ontario? Yeah. I owe money, so people are constantly calling me trying to collect money from me, but it's like, I can't afford to pay it back, so I can't do anything about it. Oh, tetracycline. Oh, yeah, okay. Weird. They got some weird sound effects, man. Or sound effects? Side effects. Yeah. That's the thing about medications, right? Like, you don't know how they're going to interact with your system. Yeah, so this is the thing. Like, I had someone that I wanted to help out, so I gave them a bunch of money, and then they never paid me back. So, I mean, what am I going to do? So, now I know better. Like, so there's a line from a TV show I watched. They said, don't take their struggle from them. And, yeah, I kind of took that to heart, because, like, just because someone says they're in trouble doesn't mean they need your help. Sometimes they just want to, like, share their trauma with you. And that was the case. I mean, she allowed me to do it because, well, why wouldn't she let someone pay for her, right? But, you know, she never paid me back. So, yeah. You should never give out your money to people unless they really need it. And, like, you know, that's the way I used to be. Like, I try to be super nice and forgiving and all that kind of stuff because I don't want any, like, drama in my life. But, sometimes you get taken advantage of. And that sucks, but, you know, now I know better. So if I never did that, I never would have learned the value of not doing stuff. Because, you know, that's the way some people are. Like, I had a friend. Where's Berlina? She's getting attacked somewhere. So I had a friend, and we were friends, right? But him and a couple other guys talked me into moving in with them. Ouch, what's that? Oh, if I stand in that, I get hurt? And so we moved in together, and then they basically ignored me the whole time. And like, they're telling me what to do and how to live in a house and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, I take care of my own business. I don't make messes. And they're like eating my food and stuff like that. And it's like, why are you eating my food? Oh, I didn't want to go to the grocery store. You have a car. Okay. But they see my mom take me to the grocery store. They see my girlfriend take me to the restaurant, and they're jealous. You know? That's what they were. It was jealous. And they're not my friends anymore. And I'm way happier because people like that will gaslight you. And if you don't know what gaslighting is, it's people lying to you until you doubt your own truth. So when you doubt your own truth, that's not your fault. That's someone's doing that to you. Like, so like schizophrenia, you're born with it, right? And there's no test. Like, you can't do a blood test or a brain scan and say, this person has schizophrenia. I had to get interviewed by a bunch of social workers, and they're like, okay, we think he has this. So it's like, okay, so now they start treating me for that, and I get better. Who's this guy? Malker and Shade. Oh, yeah.
The Defiler is defeated.
Like,
Take Dawnbreaker from its pedestal.
Oh, wow, those are really strong. Yeah, like, that's the thing about Joe, right? He's known for being a gaslighter. And it's like, how does he get into power? So, like, you know, we got Justin Trudeau, right? And he's a drama teacher. So how the hell is a drama teacher qualified to be the leader of a country? Like, I hate drama teachers. They're all phony as hell. Oh, Daedric Influence achievement. Acquire a Daedric artifact. Nice. Yeah, so, like, I get how you feel, man. Because, yeah, crooked, right? They don't present themselves honestly. And that's what I hate about a lot of celebrities, right? They pretend that they're neutral. They're like, oh, I just act. I don't have politics. And then next thing you know, they're on Instagram telling you who to vote for. And it's like, well, why the hell am I listening to someone who's got millions of dollars? Like, they don't represent me. Like, no celebrity represents me. Is there a celebrity with mental illness out there? Probably. You know? But, like, do they say, hey, I have this, so I'm gonna represent those people? No. Like Robin Williams, right? Robin Williams had depression, really bad depression. But he never talked about it, and he never did anything about it. So, what happened? You know, he took his own life. I'll wield this mighty blade in your name. And Kurt Cobain, same thing. Like, I think Kurt Cobain was murdered, but that's just me. Because, you know, how do you pull the trigger when you're doped up on heroin? But that's just a conspiracy theory. So, that's the thing. Like, normal people don't want to hear your problems because they have their own problems. So, like, if I go around telling everyone that will listen, hey, I have schizophrenia, and now that I'm medicated, I'm happy. Like, a lot of people don't give a shit because they're like, oh yeah, well, I got my own problems. You know? Like, I told people, hey, I'm going through something right now, and I think I'm losing my mind. And they're like, oh, you're fine. You're fine. It's like, what are you talking about? So, like, the mentality is to fake it till you make it, right? Fake it till you make it. And, it's just BS. Kills undead. Cool. It's a nice looking sword. Yeah, so, like, there's a huge stigma against mental health, like, in all areas of the world, because people don't understand it. So how do you get them to understand, right? If you don't experience something, how do you understand it? So, like, the best way to put it is, like, it's like being hit by lightning, and you're overcharged, and you have this focus, and you can, like, I could play games for 12 hours and not even get tired. But that's what the illness does to you. It overstimulates the brain, it overstimulates the nervous system, overproduces neurotransmitters, and then you're flying high until you crash. And so that's why people think you have depression. Oh, you're tired all the time? You must be depressed. It's like, no. I'm not depressed. I've never been depressed. I've been tired my whole life. Forsworn conspiracy. Let's do that. Yeah, so, like, that's the thing. Like, now that I know what it is, like, I can look back on everything in my life and I can say, holy cow, this was because of this. That was because of that. And this was because of this. And now I know. And I don't know if you remember G.I. Joe, Sean, but knowing's half the battle, right? Yeah, holy cow.
Yes.
So, that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people don't understand what it's like to go through something. You know, like I've hallucinated before, and I've seen a lot of weird stuff hallucinating. And I'd like to tell that story sometime, but I have to really think about it before I talk about it, because, like, I'm not religious. Like, I believe in God, because, logically, like, there's just too much, you know, it's just, how is this random, right? How is existence random? Like, I don't believe that for a second, right? So, like, pi, right? Oh, some numbers will repeat themselves in any sequence, right? So, like, how is that not divine intervention? So, but I'm not, like, religious, right? Like, I'm not baptized, I don't pray. Like, I believe in God, but I believe in free will, too. Like, we're here to take over the world. We're not take it over, but we're here to take care of the world, right? That's what human beings are here for. We're the, what do you call it?
After that attack in the market, I'm running out of time.
Like, caretaker, right? We're a caretaker. Because this is the thing that gives us life, is Earth, right? The Earth we live on gives us and sustains life, so we should take care of it. So a lot of people want you to be afraid, like, oh, the world's going to heck in a handbasket, right? It's like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of bad stuff going on, but compared to, like, history, it's not that bad, right? Like, you know, slavery still exists, right? But for the most part, it's been squashed. Like, you know, there are people out there in some places where, even though they're getting paid, they're being worked like a dog, right? But, like, in Elder Scrolls. So, Elder Scrolls 3 had slavery. So the island was the Dark Elves island, and they used Argonian and Khajiit slaves. So Argonians are lizards, Khajiits are cats. So they used basically non-elven races as slaves. And in the main campaign, you actually participate in slavery. Like, you're trying to unite the Dunmer tribes, the Dark Elf tribes. They call themselves the Dunmer. And one of the tribe's chiefs is like, I want a wife, preferably with wide hips, go get me one. So you go, you buy a slave, you dress her up in fine clothes and nice perfume, and you take her to the chieftain, and she's like, well, you know, better than being a slave, right? So you participate in slavery in that game. And there's a lot of lore about weird stuff, like, you know, and then they make Oblivion, and it's like, whoa. Like, Oblivion is like, how do I put this? It's like everyone turned into a clown. So there's no slavery, there's no necromancy, there's no evil Daedra worship. Like, so the Daedra, who are basically demons, the Dunmer worship as gods. So saying that the Daedra are evil, you know, it's kind of silly. It's like India. In India, they have good gods and they have evil gods. Because you have to have a balance, right? Like, there's the gods of death and murder and destruction, and there's cults and religious sects dedicated to just that. Studying death, studying, you know, all that stuff. But, like, it's not really a problem, is it? Because they're not coming over here and trying to say, hey, you need to worship this god. No, they stay in their own country and they do it there. So, in Skyrim, there's the High Elves, the Altmer. And they're part of the Aldemari Dominion. And they came to Skyrim, home of the Nords, who are not elves, and they say, you can't worship your god Talos. So Talos is the Nords' ancestor deity. So Talos was a man named Tiber Septim. Tiber Septim united the empire. He created the first empire. And then he became a god. So, like in China, they worship Guan Yu as a deity. Guan Yu was a guy who lived like 2,000 years ago, and he helped unify the country. He was a warrior. So he became an ancestor guardian, and they worship them like gods. So, you know, it's not unusual to have people with different ideas, right? It's just you have to learn to respect people's privacy. So, like, that's why I like video games, right? Video games aren't real. They're based off of reality sometimes, but they aren't real. And we can look at certain concepts in a limited way, and you can expose people to that. So, like, you know, people might not know about the slave trade. They might not have learned about it. Like, a lot of people have gaps in their knowledge because they're not exposed to it, like in school, right? Like in Canadian school, we learned history. We learned the history of the government, history of the country, but we don't know how the government works. They never taught us how policies go into effect. They didn't teach us how elections work. They didn't teach us anything about it. They just expect you to go and vote for someone, right? They want you to buy into the marketing and the hype of elections. So I never paid any attention to that. Like, they never gave me a reason to care. So, like, I've never voted. I don't want to vote because if you register for voting, they can call you in for jury duty. I don't want to do that either. I don't want to be responsible for someone's freedom or incarceration. I don't want any part of that. So, if I'm seen as a lesser citizen, that's alright by me. Because I know what I like, I know what I'm good at, and I'm going to stick with that. So, you know, video games. Like, I've done a lot of things in my life, and nothing scratches the itch quite like a video game. Because, for the most part, they're not trying to be political. Like, modern games are very political now. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know what happens. Like, my favorite games are now turning into social commentaries. So, like, the new Dragon Age, right? It's not for me. It's not for fans of Dragon Age. They're trying to attract a new generation of fans. They're trying to get people that don't play games into playing games. So, I don't know why they're doing that. It's like, as soon as you turn 30, society just stops giving a crap about you. You know? And, like, all the characters in the game are super young. So, like, I played Dragon Age Origins. And I really enjoyed that game. But when they made the sequel, Dragon Age 2, instead of listening to the people that liked the game, they listened to the people that didn't play the game and didn't like the game. Oh, it's not enough action, right? Okay, well now there's a meme. When you push a button, something awesome happens. That's from the Dragon Age 2 director. He's like, yeah, we changed it to a more action-style game. And I'm like, well, that's not the game I like, so I didn't play it. You know, like, who are you making games for? Are you making them for people that like your stuff, or are you making them for people that don't like your stuff? Because the people that don't like stuff end up being the ones that convince you to change your game. So, like Fallout 4. Why didn't they make a Fallout 5? Oh, because there's no multiplayer. Okay, well, we'll make Fallout 76. Oh, well, it's not Fallout 4. You know, like, who are they making it for? I know it's a bit of a rant. I appreciate you listening. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't get that. So, like, if you study the history of game development and the history of game corporations, they all start off as people wanting to make good games. And then they make a good game, and a bigger corporation sees that, and they're like, hey, I want that. And then they buy them out, and then they make a mockery of it. So, like, Total War. Like, Total War used to be a really in-depth game. Sega bought the company and started making games with them. And what they did was, instead of making a really good game, they made a half-ass game, and then they sold you DLC and updates. So, like, the modern game development cycle started about 20 years ago, where people are like, well, we might be able to make more money if we cut the content out of the game and put it in over time. So like with Total War Warhammer, you played the first one? Yeah, so like the first one is like totally amazing. Like I couldn't believe that a game like that existed in that day. I can't really play it now because it's too janky, but like I wish I had seen that game as a kid. It would have changed my life. It would have changed me forever. But I didn't. So that's the thing. It's like when I saw the trailer for Warhammer 1, I'm like, oh, I gotta play that game. Homeworld, yeah. So I haven't played Homeworld, but I have watched Homeworld 1, 2, and 3. Another YouTuber, Heir of Carthage, played Homeworld 2, and I watched him play it, and I thought those games were really cool. Like, the whole idea of having a consistent force throughout the campaign, like, that's really cool. I've played a few games like that, where you had a consistent army through the whole thing. Like, the Moon Project was like that, and Battle for Middle-earth was like that. So you'd build your army, and that army would follow you into every battle. And then they'd, like, level up and then get elites, and you'd, like, have a really good army. So yeah, like, I appreciate Homeworld. But they made the sequel, right? Homeworld 3. And instead of making a good single-player game, they turn it into a multiplayer game, right? So, yeah, there's a campaign, but it's not the focus of the game. It's all about the multiplayer stuff. And that's the thing. Like, who are they making it for? Like, are they trying to get old Homeworld fans back into the game? Or are they trying to just make a new game? Like, if you're gonna make a new game, don't call it Homeworld 3. It sucked, yeah. Like, I watched the early access, and the way the ships flew around, I'm like, that's not how ships fly in space, man. That's weird, okay? Like, it was just weird. And I'm like, I would be really disappointed if I had bought that game. So yeah, like, oh, there's just, like, there's a lot of drama around Warhammer 3 right now. Like, some of the biggest YouTubers in Total War are, like, taking a big dump on Warhammer 3 because we have Stockholm Syndrome. You know, like, I used to just buy the DLC when it came out because I wanted to support the game. But, like, the more of the content I played, the more I'm like, man, this is just not as much fun as Warhammer 2. And I wouldn't say it's terrible, but there's a lot of weird stuff in it, like the combat, right? So if you zoom in on the battles and you watch the combat, like, people are, like, standing there, and they just kind of move around, and they don't do anything, and then, like, they'll attack every now and then. So what happens is, when you send the armies into each other, they kind of just blob up, and then, like, you don't know what happens. They just, like, so one person's gonna win, one person's gonna lose, and it's less about tactics and more about cheesing the game. So, like, the developers, with their updates, they're trying to get the AI to recruit a variety of units, because a variety of units in an army is the way you should play the game. Oh, we don't believe in doom stacks or unit spam anymore. Well, doom stacks, which is a full army of your best unit, and, you know, using the same unit, like, that ends up being the best thing. So, like, I could use a crap unit like zombies and lose, or I could use a good unit like Vargulfs and win. So I'm going to use the unit that wins, because I want to win the game. Some factions don't have a good unit. Doomstack, yeah. So, like, Doomstacks used to be, like, the coolest thing in the game. Like, in Warhammer 2, a lot of people made Doomstack videos, and people loved it. But, like, people think Doomstacks, like, now they think Doomstacks are bad. It's like, when did the conversation change? Like, I've been playing this game the whole time, and, like, all of a sudden, everyone's disagreeing with me. I'm like, what the heck? What happened to the people? So, this is the thing, like, people that are fans of the game leave, and then the people that are left over aren't even fans of the game. They just like social commentary. So they show up to the streams, and they just, you know, they don't really care. But, like, I went onto a stream, and I'm like, I hope they make Legendary easier. And people were like, that would ruin the game! And I'm like, dude, do you have fun having the AI basically have 50% less upkeep on their units? Like, so like if you look at the enemy armies, I can afford 1 army. The AI can afford 3. So you can't win unless you cheese the game. You know? And the way the AI used to be, like the AI would say, I got 3 armies, I'm coming to attack you. Now they have 3 armies and they sit there. So like, I have a campaign on my channel. I'm at a turn 360 something. And instead of invading my territory, they're just sitting there doing nothing. So like, well, what happened to the AI? Simplest answer is different team. So like the Warhammer 1 was out for a year. Warhammer 2 came out. Warhammer 2 was out for 6 years. Then Warhammer 3 came out. And the thing is, Warhammer 1 and 2 are the same game, same engine, same development team. Warhammer 3, different team, different engine, different development. So, again, like this is what I think. Who are they making the game for? Right? It's not for me. Like, I don't want to stream Warhammer 3 anymore because I don't enjoy it. You know, that sucks, but I'll find something else to play, right?
An outsider.
Like, I'm playing Skyrim.
He'll do.
And Dwarf Fortress and Fallout, and I'm having way more fun playing those games than I did with the other one. Because, like, Warhammer 3 is basically like this.
Nothing but clean up the mess.
The DLC is the best part of the game. And that was true with Warhammer 2. Like, the DLC was the best part of Warhammer 2.
I need help.
So, like,
Please.
if I have to pay money to get the best armies in the game, you know, it's not really worth it for me anymore. So I hate to be a bummer, but, yeah, I just don't feel the same way about Warhammer 3. And that's okay. Like, I don't have to stick it out, you know? Like, I'm not in a relationship with Warhammer 3, okay? Like, they're not getting anything from me playing the game, and I'm not getting anything from them for playing the game. It's just, you buy the game and you play it. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. You know? Like, I don't need to come online and be like, oh, Warhammer 3 is shit. Like, simply put, I don't enjoy playing it as much as I used to, so I'm not going to do it. You know? But some people hear you complain, and they're like, oh, this person's not a true fan. It's like, dude, I bought every DLC. I'm a fan, okay? Like, that's the thing that's kind of funny. It's like, people that only played Warhammer. Like, I played all the Total Wars. But, like, some people that only play Warhammer are, like, a bit elitist about the game. And another game that's like that is Elden Ring. I don't know if you've ever heard of Elden Ring, but it's the sequel to Demon's Souls and Dark Souls. Now, I love Demon's Souls and I love Dark Souls, but I don't love Elden Ring. And why is that? Because Elden Ring is not a Souls game. Elden Ring is a new game with Souls mechanics. So, like, evidence about Waylon and Margaret. Okay. So, yeah, like, it's not the same game. And this is another thing about it. What do you call it? 90% of the game is optional. Like, you can beat the game in 3 hours just by beating only the mandatory bosses. So if 90% of your game is optional, what is the point in playing it? There you go, Waylon's room. Yeah, so like what is the point of playing it, right? If it's optional. So this is the thing about Demon's Souls and Dark Souls. Like, you go through the game basically in a linear order, and then there's like, oh, you can explore here, you can explore there, but then you're going this way. Elden Ring is like, you're dropped in a sandbox, and then they're like, okay, have fun, and they leave you there. It's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Waylon's note. You know, like, I only did the stuff that I wanted to do. Like, the dungeons are the same tile set. There's like crypts, there's caves, and then there's dungeons. So there's a ton of crypts, a ton of caves, not that many dungeons, because the dungeons are where the bosses live. Now, crypts and caves do have bosses, but they're not unique. They're an enemy that has a boss health bar. You know, Dark Souls and Demon Souls were not like that. Like, every boss was unique. So, that's the thing. Like, if it's not unique, it's not interesting. Like, oh, I've seen this before, you know? So, I stopped playing Elden Ring after I got to the Fire Giant. And then I went on to watch an Elden Ring stream, and I'm like, I'd rather watch someone else play, because it's too stressful to play this game. Like, my reflexes are not what they used to be. My attention span is not what it used to be. I find it hard to play those games now. So, like, I fired up Elden Ring last week, and I'm playing the game, and the delay in action to reaction on the screen was making me nauseous. And it's like, what the heck? Like, video game make me sick? Like, I can't believe that, but it does. Like, I just can't, you know, I can't keep up with it. That's why I don't play Call of Duty anymore. Like, I played Call of Duty when it was a World War II game, and I played Modern Warfare 1, and I loved it. When Modern Warfare 2 came out, it's like, okay, where's the campaign? Like, there was no campaign. It was all about multiplayer. So I played the multiplayer, and it's like, well, people that invest more time into this game are better at it than I am. So I don't really enjoy getting my ass kicked all the time. And I don't want to take the time to, like, learn the cheese, right? Like, quick scoping sniper rifles. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I like the MP5. Yeah, exactly. That's the best part about Fallout 4 is it never ends, right? Like, you just keep playing the game until you're done with it. And even once you've seen all the content, like, going through the motions of going through a dungeon and getting the loot and killing the enemies, like, that's still satisfying. And if you're really bored, you can start over and do all the stuff again as a different character. Like, I love Fallout 4. I think it's a 9 out of 10 game. I don't think a 10 out of 10 game exists, but a 9 out of 10 game, yes. Fallout 4 is a 9 out of 10 game for me. And some people won't agree with that, and that's okay. Like, we have different feelings, we have different perspectives, we have different experiences, right? Like, we all go through life differently. So, if you don't think it's 9 out of 10, that's fine. But if you don't, I'd like to know what you do think is. So that's the thing, like you think this sucks, well, what do you think is good, right? I want to understand how people think. So that's one of the reasons I'm on here, is I like talking to people about games, because we have different perspectives, right? Like, I have 4 brothers, right? We all play video games, and we all have different experiences. Yeah, so, and, like, that's the thing, like, that's kind of why they made Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online. They're like, okay, well, people want multiplayer. Thanks for the hearts, by the way. People want multiplayer, right? So they gave it to them, but what they did was they took the things out that made it a good game. So, like, the way VATS works in Fallout 76, where it just slows down time and gives you an automatic aim, like, that's not the way VATS should work, right? But they're trying to compress a single-player game into a multiplayer game. So my brothers played Fallout 76 and they enjoyed it, but eventually they stopped playing, right? And that's the thing about MMOs. If people stop playing your game, you've done something wrong. So I'll tell you about an MMO we used to play. It's called Destiny. Now, you're an Xbox guy, so you know about Halo, right? Well, Destiny was made by the Halo guys. So I love Halo. I think it's great. So when Destiny went into early access, we all played it and we loved it, because it's like, oh, Halo, but it's multiplayer all the time? Like, that's a dream come true. Because I loved Halo multiplayer. Like, it's way better than Call of Duty, in my opinion. So, like, okay, Destiny, great game. So, played through Destiny, the Nightfalls, which are like hard strikes, which are dungeons, with extra modifiers that make it more challenging, and extra rewards that make it more worth your while. And there's raids, right? The raids are really fun. So they made Destiny 2. And for the first couple of years, Destiny 2 was just like Destiny 1. You know, you did dungeons, you did Nightfalls, you did raids, and they released a couple of expansion packs for it, right? So that's cool. New classes, new powers, new weapons, all that stuff. That's great. And they said, we have a 10-year plan for Destiny. Okay, it's going to be a trilogy. 3 games. So, when did Destiny 2 come out? Because that's really important, right? If they're talking about their 10-year plan, you know, what are they going to do, right? So let me look that up. 2017, okay? That's 7 years ago, right? Okay, where's their 10-year plan? Where's Destiny 3, right? Where is Destiny 3? I'll tell you where. It's gone. It's never going to happen because they converted from an MMO into a live service model. What's a live service model? Seasonal content for a price, and it's mostly cosmetic. Oh, if you pay $10, you get an exotic weapon and you can get unique armor. Well, okay, $10 here, fine. But when you've done it 10 times, that's $100. Like, are you getting your money's worth out of the game? No, you're not, because the seasonal content is the same thing, just repackaged in a different aesthetic. So it's the same game, it just looks different. So we played about 10 seasons, but once we realized that's all they were going to do, we stopped playing. Because what did they do? They took out the old content, they took it out of the game, and they put the seasonal content in. So the stuff that I like to do is not in the game anymore. Well, if it's not in the game, well, what am I going to do? Nothing. So I stopped playing, you know? And that's the thing, like, who do you make video games for? Do you make it for people that are fans, or do you make it for people that just throw their money away? So, like, I've thrown a lot of money away on games. Like, I bought Hearts of Iron 4 on PC. I'm Canadian. I want to play as a Canadian. There's Canadian-made games, but do they have Canadian characters? Not very often. So, I want to play Canada. So, I spent about $140 on the game, plus the DLC that lets you play as Canada, plus the required DLCs for the meta, right? Well, the game is so unbalanced that if you have the DLC, even a small country like Canada can win the game. So, like, I made a regiment that was like 40% medium tanks, 60% mechanized infantry, and I had like 8 stacks of them. And I would just roll up I would hit a flank, roll up the front line over and over and over again, and we won the war that way. And I got no score for it. Like, I got like 200 points. Great Britain had like thousands of points, and like, I won the battle with my planes. I won the battle with my tanks. I did all the stuff myself. Like, the AI was just sitting there. They weren't even pushing on each other. They set up the front line, and then they sat there and did nothing. So I'm the only one that did anything for the whole game, was me, the player. And it took me 10 hours. So, you know, it's too late. I can't refund it. So I spent $140 on a 10-hour game. You know? And that's what Warhammer 3 is. It's like, you'll play it for like 100 hours, and then you'll get bored of it. So what's the point of buying the DLC? You know, there is no point. But anyway, that's a bit of a ramble. I'm going to grab a beverage, because I'm talking a lot, and we'll get back to the game. Okay, be right back. You're listening? Okay. Well, that's alright. You know, I try not to be too based, because like sometimes that can be offensive. I try to keep an open mind. Like I have a younger brother who I talk to a lot, and I'll say things and he'll be like, disagree with me in the nicest way possible. He's just like, you know, I don't really think that. I'm like, well, you know, he's a pretty good guy. Like, he's probably the nicest out of all of us, unless he's playing video games. But yeah, like, again, like, he's a person that went through stuff, and he could have very easily turned into a traumatized person, but he's not. Like, he focuses on positivity. So like the way I can talk about video games, he can talk about animals and nature. Like, he's got an encyclopedic memory for animals and nature and stuff. And like, you know, if you want to ask him anything, like, he's happy to answer. But like, unlike me, he won't go into a huge thing about it. He'll just be like, here's the information that you need to know, and that's all I'm gonna say. And that's great. Like, people that use their words carefully are very interesting, because when you're choosy about what you say, it ends up being more profound, right? Like, I can ramble on about stuff, but people that ramble, like, you gotta pick the things out from what they say, right? So, like, I can ramble, but he usually keeps me relaxed. Like, I could get upset about stuff, but what's the point, right? Just gotta find a way to deal with it. Okay, so you've been chosen to strike fear into the heart of the Nords. Go to the market tomorrow, you'll know what to do. So yeah, this quest, there's people called the Forsworn. So they're Bretons, and Bretons are humans mixed with elves. Now, they look human, they don't have pointy ears, but they have magical abilities. So, the Bretons, like the Forsworn, are all Bretons, and they're invading Skyrim. They live in the mountains, right? They're trying to take over the place. So they're enemies, right? Like, this game is basically...
You've been digging around where you don't belong.
Uh-oh.
It's time you learned a lesson.
You first.
Let's go. Come on. Let's see what you're made of.
My health regenerates too fast. Get over here, punk. Knock him into the water. Like, I'm wearing... Oh, I'm not wearing armor. I'm wearing a cloak, so yeah, it probably hurts a bit. So in Elder Scrolls 3 and Elder Scrolls 4, hand-to-hand used to be a skill that you could level up. Now it's not a skill, it's just a pointless mechanic in the game. You just have to have more health than them, that's all. Punk.
You mangy piece of pit bait.
Talk or I send you to the gods.
I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders. He told me to make sure you didn't get in the way. That's all I know, I swear.
Oh, man, that's funny. Okay, let's put our stuff back on. Okay, shields are here. Is my shield equipped still? Okay. Let's, I'm gonna put my, one-handed on. Yeah, in case I get into another fight, I'll use my sword. Oh, but yeah, like, yeah, so, like, all my brothers and I are into games. Even our mom. Like, she's excited because today Stardew Valley is getting its first update in a long time. So, she used to play on PC, but her computer is old. Like, it's Windows 7. That's old, okay? And Steam said they weren't going to support Windows 7 anymore. So she kept her computer on 24/7 to make sure that it didn't lose the ability to play games. Well, somehow the computer got turned off, and now every time you try to run Steam on her computer, it'll lock the computer up. It'll basically stop working. It'll freeze. So I'm like, oh crap, now we gotta buy Mom a new computer. But the update's coming on the console. So now she can just get all that stuff on the console, which is great. So she's very excited for that, and I'm excited for her. Excuse me. Like, she used to play Diddy Kong Racing for the N64. And she played it a ton, and one time one of the foster kids erased her file. So she's like, oh crap, but she started over, and she went through it even quicker than she did before. And eventually it got to the point where she could sit down and beat the whole game in one sitting in a day. And she would just beat it over and over and over again. She beat it like 20 times. Which is really impressive, right? Because like you think, oh, your mom, right? Is she really that good at video games? Well, she was so good that, people like, guy at my brother's work was like, oh, I'm having trouble with the Whizpig, which was the boss. And he's like, oh, my mom will beat him for you. And he's like, oh, no. It's like, what, you want someone to beat it for you, but you don't want a woman to beat it for you? Like, what's that all about? Find evidence about Nepos.
If I can't get you something...
I'm looking for work.
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Heard any rumors lately?
Did you hear? The Hall of the Dead is closed. Brother Veralis isn't the most popular man in town right now.
Oh man, it's almost been an hour and a half already. Wow. Time flies. Like, that's why I wanted to take a break. Because, like, I was coming on stream, I just kept looking at the clock. Like, I've been doing it for... Like, I've been doing it basically full-time. Like, 5 days a week since, June? Was it June or July? One of those months. So yeah, I needed a break. And, now I feel pretty refreshed.
My mother and father yell a lot. Always have.
Is this where I need to be? That's the question. Find evidence about Margaret. Oh, okay. Margaret is who I'm looking at here.
Is there something I can do for you?
Did a woman named Margaret stay here?
Ah, yes. Rented the nicest room we had for a whole month. Best we all forget about her. Bad luck to talk about the dead in Markarth.
Obtain a key. I don't need a key.
Just keep that in mind.
So where's the locked room? Oh, over here. Okay.
Songs are just old memories that help the mead go down.
What? I have the key? What the heck? Margaret's journal. Good thing she kept the journal. Okay. Meeting at the Treasury House later today. Took them long enough. These people act like they own everything. Thonar Silverblood is the younger brother, but he's obviously the one in charge. Makes all the deals. Bullies local landowners into selling to him. Even employs that wispy girl at the door to deter troublemakers like me. General Tullius is growing impatient, but I'll bring back the deed to Sidna Mine. All my life, I won't allow Stormcloak sympathizers to own the prison to the most notorious criminals of the Reach. They say no one escapes. Why? Is it really that secure? Maybe I bite my hand too soon by rushing the confrontation with Thonar. There are shadows around every corner in the city, and I know I'm being watched. Okay. Interesting. So I think Margaret... So the first time you... Oh.
I've seen you snooping around, asking questions. Back off. You don't want to know what happens to troublemakers here.
I'm not trying to cause trouble.
You're finding it. That's bad enough. This is your last warning, outsider. We keep the peace here. Stay out of our business.
Oh dear. Nepos. Who's that? Whose house is this? What? Oh, okay. Wrong one. That's, for that. Oh, wait. No, what? Oh, bandit. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. The bandit leader. Let's turn these off. Okay. Oh.
Now I know you've come by for more than just a visit.
Blood and silver, friend. Blood and silver.
Treasury house. Okay.
You just let old Nana know if you need anything.
Nana.
All right.
I think Nana's a really cute name. Like, one of the cutest things a kid can say. Like, Grandma. It sounds kind of funny. Like, my mom goes by Nana.
What are you doing here? I told them no visitors.
But we're not like, we're not European, right? Like, we have ancestors from Europe, but, like, the one side of our family has been in Canada since the 1700s. But that's the thing, like, more Europeans come, right? So, like, my dad's parents are straight from England. And my mom's mother's parents are from, like, I think Scotland and England or something like that. So, we did our DNA test, and we're like I'm like 90% British, European. Like, there's a bit of, Scandinavian and a bit of, German. But none of the French made it into me. And I'm basically British, straight up, like 99%. Which is cool. Like, my mom and her cousin met another cousin in England and exchanged some correspondence and stuff like that. And that's really cool to know that there's people that you're related to out there somewhere. You know, like, it's a really interesting way of finding stuff out. So, yeah, and, like, I've met a couple other people doing that, too. And it's really cool. Like, my brother was, like, he was over for dinner, and we were just going through, like, Ancestry. And Ancestry has documentation, right? And we found out that one of our ancestors was some gypsy guy, and he lived to be 81, and, like, died in a bar fight or something. Well, he was known by the police because he used to beat up cops with his brothers, and they didn't go to jail, they just paid a fine. It's like, you beat up a cop and all you have to do is pay a fine? Like, think of how weird that is, right? We'll post the sentences. Are you leaving any spaces? So, here's the thing. If you put a word, then a period, then another word without a space, it thinks it's a URL. So, put more spaces in it. Yeah, so, like, I did that intentionally to prevent people from posting links in the chat. So, yeah, just space it out a bit more, right? If you put a period down, put a space after the period, or something like that. Yeah. So if it looks like an internet address, like, you know, it's like youtube.com, right? Like, there's no space, right? There's no space in between. So if you do that, then it won't show up. And like I haven't seen any messages pop up, so I don't know. But yeah, like what's the name of the video? Like, I could probably go onto your channel and look it up.
Silver.
Here to talk about Margaret.
Imperial agent. That's right. I knew.
Ooh.
How many dogs is the Empire going to send after me? This is my business. My city. You Empire lovers should learn to stay out of it. Now get out. What? By the gods, that's it.
What the heck? What's going on? Holy cow. Okay. Give me a sec. Can you tell me what the name of the video is? It's just called head cancer, eh? Okay, it's the one about head cancer? Okay. So, yeah, I am curious about that. Oh, that's your head? Holy cow, they really cut into you, dude. Holy crap. Yeah, I'll check that one out. Oh, hey, Ghost. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. This forsworn lady just came on here and started killing people. Nana, no! Nana's evil! How could you, Nana? You're okay, you guess?
My wife. They killed me. Damn Madanach. Damn his forsworn backside. No, you're not. You want to know what the forsworn really are? They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Sidna Mine. He was supposed to keep them under control.
Made a deal with the forsworn.
Their uprising was crushed. I had Madanach brought to me. He was a wild animal, but a useful one. I offered him a stay from execution if he used his influence to deal with any annoyances that came up. Competitors, agents, idiots. So I've let him run his little forsworn rebellion from inside Sidna Mine. Now he's out of
Getting sleepy now? Yeah. Listening to someone talk about video games would make me tired too. Want me to take care of them?
What you wanted, you damn hound. This is your fault. You and Madanach are animals, and I'll see you both rot to death in Sidna Mine for this. Now get out of my house.
Holy cow, ash pile. Key to the Markarth treasury house. Cool. So, you going through some troubles, Ghost?
Get out of my house.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I hope watching the stream helps you relax a bit. Yeah, well, Sean, you are officially an old man. Sorry, bro. But once you hit 60, yeah. Like, once you hit 30, right? Oh, man. Like, sometimes I get tired from stuff, too. Like, if I watch a movie and it's really, like, emotional or something like that, that'll, like, tire me out. Taking a break from your game? Okay, cool. What game are you playing? Wait, wrong way. Nepo's house. Okay, save. What game is worth playing? Oh, I feel ya.
Excuse me. What's your business?
Well, I like Fallout and stuff. No, no DayZ. I don't really like games like that. I'm here to see Nepos.
We haven't been expecting you, and the old man needs his rest.
I played the game that mod was made for. It was called Operation Flashpoint. And you could mod the game, and DayZ was a mod for Operation Flashpoint.
You heard him.
And then they turned it into its own game, right?
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me. Now, what is it you want?
I know about Waylon.
Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me out. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years, sending the young to their deaths, all in the name of the forsworn. And I'm tired. So tired.
Who's behind all this?
My king, Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question.
Who's Madanach?
He is the king in rags, a man who once held all the reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city, directs them to kill the enemies of the forsworn in our name. all from inside Sidna Mine, a Nord prison. The irony.
Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I don't doubt it's a good game. Like,
my dear boy,
it's just,
what makes you think you're getting?
it's like realistic, right? Like, here, let me like take a look at that.
The girl at the door is a forsworn agent masquerading as a maid.
Oh dear.
You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last.
Yeah, Bohemia Interactive. It was for Armed Assault 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I played Armed Assault 1. But yeah, like, I used to really enjoy that game. And, oh, you've seen the game this morning. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay, you mentioned an uprising.
Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim
Oh,
our
excuse
home
me.
as rightly ours. But then, during their war with the elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except myself,
Oh, gross.
and a handful of others.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, they're gonna kill me? I'm sorry, but you're not leaving here alive. Am I gonna go to prison? Oh, stabbed through the head. Oh man, I think I'm gonna go to prison. Yeah, I know, that was pretty funny. Nepos's journal. Okay, let's read his journal. I grow guilt-ridden in my old age. So many of the young censor their deaths, all in the name of the Forsworn, all in the name of Madanach, my king, who watches us from behind the iron bars of Gidnamain. How long have I served you? Since the uprising against the Nords? Was there ever a time when all that violence hasn't overshadowed our destinies? What choice do I have to do as I'm instructed? Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I guess this isn't the quest. I know there is a quest that you go into the mine to do something, but I'm not 100% sure what that is. Oh, I gotta go up there.
As if Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got
Most. You don't see it now? Oh, that's too bad. Is it in like your, was it a trailer or is it in your history or something like that? I hate that when I see something and I want to remember it later. Oh no, here we go.
Had to just go and cause trouble. Now we have to pin all these recent murders on you. Silence witnesses. Work, work, work.
What did you do to Eltris?
Same thing we do with all the other natives who want to change things around here. We had a nice little deal going between Thonar and Madanach until you and Eltris started snooping around.
Yeah,
Well,
I know I'm gonna be going to prison.
responsible for those killings. You'll have plenty of time with the king in rags when you're in Sidna Mine.
Fine, I'll come quietly.
You'll never see the sun again, you hear me? No one escapes Sidna Mine.
Oh boy, here we go.
No one.
All right, prisoner. Eyes front. You're in Sidna Mine now, and we expect you to earn your keep. There's no resting your hide in a cell in this prison. Here you work. You'll mine ore until you start throwing up silver bars. You got it?
Got it, ma'am.
Good. All right. Open her up. Now you, get down there.
Alright, here we go.
What are you in for? new blood?
Murder.
Violent one, huh? Best keep that to yourself, new blood. Others find out, they'll consider that a challenge. My advice? Serve your time at the...
Oh, I know, right? I would not want to do this. I would not want to throw up silver. Where's Madanak?
If you're asking, that means you're the new lifer. Tough luck, friend. Those guards sold you out, but good. No one talks to Madanak, I'm afraid. Not without getting past Borkul the Beast. And you don't want to talk to Borkul the Beast.
Borkul the
Madanak's
Beast?
guard. Big, even for an orc. Heard he ripped a man's arm off and beat him to death with it. He's old-fashioned like that.
So he's like a Wookiee.
Small blade, easy to hide. I mean, sure, you could just swing a pickaxe into someone's face, but people tend to see that coming. Got a problem with a prisoner? Get a shiv. Here Grisvar has a spare, if you could get him to part with it.
Oh, skooma? What's that? What are you in for?
A Nord nobleman I served was stabbed in the night. Wasn't me, but I knew I'd be blamed. So I ran, joined the Forsworn, started killing, got caught. Now I'm here.
Why'd you join the Forsworn?
Because life was better under the old ways. No Nords and their laws. One day the Forsworn will paint the walls of Markarth in their blood.
The old ways are best. Sounds like a dwarf.
They come in here once a week to clean out the bodies.
Yeah, I know. He just wanted to live his life, and he ended up getting screwed over.
That's the only time when we get food, too. And if there's not enough ore mined up, we don't get any.
Like, in a world like this, like, there are people that say, oh, I'd love to live in a video game world, right? It's like, are you kidding? Like, everyone wants to kill you. Like, could you imagine if people would try to, like, take you out on the way to work or something like that? Like, that would be mayhem. Skooma, what's that?
Bottles of moon sugar. Khajiit use it as a pick-me-up. Good way.
But that was basically the way things used to be, right?
Smuggle the stuff in. The only currency we have down here.
Alright, let's get ourselves a shiv.
Now, you'll excuse me.
The new meat. So soft, tender.
Exciting.
What was it like killing your first one, huh?
Ooh, exciting. I felt the rush of blood and smiled.
A true killer like me. The gods put us here to fill their halls with souls. You'll fit in fine down here.
I need to see Modnak.
You want to talk to the king in rags? Fine.
Oh,
But
excuse
first
me.
you gotta pay the toll. How about you get me a shiv? Not that I need one, but it's nice to have one in case I need to do some shaving.
Like shave your chest? Okay. I'll pay the toll later.
That's right. Turn around and leave.
Okay. Okay, who did you say have a shiv?
I left behind my daughter, Uale, when I was taken. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I was sent here because someone said I was a forsworn.
Jarl decided I was too much of a problem. Threw me in here with the forsworn.
I need a shiv.
Ah, you want protection? I can get you what you
Whoa,
want.
he has bloodshot
Something
eyes.
from me first. Duak has a bottle of skooma, finest distilled moon sugar. I'm shaking just thinking about it.
Okay.
Thank you, friend. Don't worry. I'll have that shiv ready for you.
I guess that's why he's bloodshot eyes. He's a skooma addict.
Don't reach for a shiv around me or we'll both regret it. What do you want? I've digging to do.
Keep digging up that silver.
What do you want? Digging to do.
Other prisoners get suspicious when we talk to each other, so keep it down.
I hear you have skooma.
You give me one more look, and I cut you open. That skooma's mine.
Hand over the skooma.
That's it.
Hey!
Oh, jeez, here we go again. My right hook. Give me that skooma, punk.
Damn addict's always stealing from me.
Now, give me that skooma.
Here, I hope you choke on it.
I swear, if I ever get out of here, I'm giving up thieving. Here's your shiv.
Made you tired looking for that video?
Okay?
Okay.
All right then.
I'm innocent. The Nords framed me. I was nowhere near that murder weapon.
You serve your time by digging. So dig. Ready to pay the toll? 1 shiv.
Here's your shiv. Oh, watching the fight? Yeah, my finger was getting a little bit tired clicking over and over again.
Monarch is smarter than you think.
Alright. Let's go. Oh, wow, look at him. He's got honey nut treats. Look at him.
Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast caged up and left to go mad. Well, well, look at you. The Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast caged
Oh, I don't know. He's
up and
probably
left to
still
go
here.
mad.
I mean, there's
So, fellow
5
beast,
people watching
what
right
do you
now.
want? Answers about the forsworn? Revenge for trying to have you killed?
Okay. I want my freedom.
Your freedom? Yes. But even if you were to escape sitting in mine, your name would still be stained with all that blood. You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of the Nords stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help you.
Understand how?
There's a man named Breg inside these mines. Besides me, he's been here the longest. Tell him I sent you. Ask him why he's here. I want you to know how widespread the injustice of Markarth is.
Okay. Hear Bragg's story.
Our struggle is our people's struggle.
The heck? What's that? Oh, that's right. I forgot you're doing the Necromancer Ghost. Sorry I forgot. But yeah, that sounded really interesting. Brag. Okay. Monarch asked me to hear your story.
My story, huh? Everyone in Sidna Mine has a tale. Let's hear yours first. When was the first time you felt chains around your wrists?
It was in Helgen. I was being sent to the Executioner.
So you know what it's like to have your life in someone else's hands. Why should they get to decide? Isn't judgment for the gods? Do you have any family? Anyone waiting for you on the outside?
Yes, but they're far from Skyrim.
I had a daughter once. She'd be 23 this year. Married to some hot-headed silver worker, or maybe on her own, learning the herb trade. The Nords didn't care who was and who wasn't involved in the forsworn uprising. I had spoken to Markarth once. That was enough. But my little Aethra didn't want to see her papa leave her. She pleaded to the Jarl to take her instead. And after they made me watch as her head rolled off the block, they threw me in here anyway to dig up their silver.
Damn. What the hell? Executed his daughter right in front of him? That's brutal. How long have you been here? Okay, cool. Yeah, like, do you have a smart TV or something like that? Okay, I'm sorry to hear what happened to you.
My daughter is the one who needs your pity. I'm just a poor forsworn whose only regret is not killing more Nords before I was locked up.
Or are you watching on the Xbox? Do you think your story justifies the murders the forsworn have committed?
I'm not Monadnac. I was never a leader of the forsworn. The only anger I can justify is my own. But every family in the Reach has a story like mine. There are no innocent onlookers in this struggle, just the guilty and the dead.
You serve your time by digging, so dig.
Oh, nice. Sounds like a nice TV. I'm not really a fan of 4K, actually. Like, I have it's like about a 40-inch 4K TV. That's what I use for my monitor. But I turned it down to 1080 because I found the 4K kind of had like a glare to it that wasn't really nice to my eyes. So yeah, I'm just running 1080 on it.
Do you remember the sun? Because you'll forget. Soon.
I talked to Bragg.
Yeah, imagine hearing a story like that over and over. Each time a different family, each time a different injustice. Your meddling above ground reminded me of how removed I've been from the struggle. My men and I should be in the hills, fighting.
You help me escape then?
Yes, but I need a show of loyalty from you. I don't need a shiv in the back while we break out. Have you met Grisvar the Unlucky? He's rightly named, and he's also a thief and a snitch. He's outlived his minor usefulness. Take care of him, and then we can leave Sidna Mine for good.
I can't kill Grisvar without a shiv.
Ah, Bork will muscle one out of you on your way in? Fine. Take this one.
Take this one. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Or vengeance will come.
Oh boy. Got a sharpened toothbrush ready to go. It's like, I'm in here for murder, but I'm going to commit murder to get out.
Jarl decided I was too much.
Maddenuk says hello.
No, no, don't kill me. Please.
Oh!
Well, must have run off.
Must have run off. Must have run off. Oh, I love Bethesda jank.
You're a slave, just like us.
Grisvar is dead.
You've finally become one of us. Come with me. I think it's time I announced my plans to you and your new brothers.
What's going on, Maddenuk? You wouldn't have old Grisvar killed unless you weren't planning on needing him.
My brothers, we have been here long enough. It's time to leave Sidna Mine and continue our fight against the Nords. Through this gate, just beside my quarters, is a tunnel. A tunnel that leads right through the old dwarven ruins of Markarth, into the city. Well, what do you say, my brothers?
The Reach belongs to the forsworn.
Oh, snap.
I say you've earned an early pardon. Let's go.
Freedom!
Let's go.
Like, I remember when high-definition TVs first came out, like, everyone had their eyes had to readjust to the new screens. It was so weird. But, like, and then, like, people started noticing, like when you watch, like, NFL was one of the first to have the 1080, right? And you'd watch the announcers, and you could see all the makeup on their face, and you could see the stains in their teeth, and they did not like that. So they whitened their teeth and stopped wearing so much makeup in order to look normal. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you wouldn't think like, oh, 1080, right? That's not gonna make things look bad. It's like, oh, now you notice everything. Like, oh no, I have wrinkles. What will people think of what I look like if I have wrinkles? It's like, you know, there's nothing wrong with wrinkles. Oh wait, that reminds me of a joke. Like from Instagram, my mom told me. She's like, oh, they're trying to sell an anti-wrinkle cream, and she's like, oh, they should try that on a man's nuts to see if it works. If it does, I'll buy that shit.
Well, must have run off. What was that?
Oh no, another spider. He's got really good spells. So, like, why doesn't he just bust out with his spells? That's kind of funny. Like in The Witcher, they give them, oh, what are they called? Like, uh-oh, this guy's gonna be tough. Oh, he's actually low level. Dwarven Spear Master? Never heard of that. Oh no, he's stuck. No. Okay, you're good. I thought he was gonna be trapped there.
Good work. Get ready while I have a word with our favorite outsider. I had Kai recover all the things the Nords stole from you. You better get ready before we break out into the city. And take this. It's blessed with the old magics. Something to remember me by.
What happens now?
Now, I announce to all of Markarth that I have returned. Don't worry about your name. They'll know who to blame and fear after today. It'll take years, but I'll organize the forsworn again. We'll reclaim our land, and then when power is ours, we'll have peace. A kingdom. Until then, let me offer you a warning.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's why I'm encumbered. Okay.
No place in the Reach is safe from us now.
Let's check this stuff out. I gotta put my backpack back on. The heck? Okay, what was I wearing? That armor of the old gods. Oh, I have to drop something. Drop that. Bows do more damage? Cool. Guildmaster armor. Oh yeah, I was wearing that. Okay. Okay. Am I wearing all my stuff now? Okay, it looks like it. Ring of blocking and necklace of blocking. Okay, we're good to go. And equip the shield. Alright. Through the forsworn!
Madana, think you can escape my prison, do you? You paid for what you've done to my family.
Your family? You poisoned the Reach with your tainted silver for long enough, Donar! Here we go!
Sideways achievement. Completed 10 side quests.
And you thought I was just a pretty face.
Freedom! Alright. Can I fast travel out of here? Okay.
What do you need?
These knobs are still here. Yeah, I killed those guys earlier, Ghost. That was the first thing I did today, was the Alik'r. Yeah, let's put some of this stuff away. Okay, Dawnbreaker's gonna go in here. Store. And... and this. Okay. Yeah. These are all from the Fletcher's shop in Solitude. Yeah, like garnets, soul gems, ore, ingots. I've stolen quite a bit of stuff tankard. Pointless to have that. Yeah, got a lot of stuff. Holy cow. Let's put that stuff away. Put some of this stuff away. The unique stuff. Necromancer stuff. Okay. Alright, let's find another quest to do. Oh, my thing is scrolling in the chat right now. Prove my fishing. I don't want to do fishing. Kind Sacred Trials. Okay, it's been 2 hours. I'm going to get up and walk around for a little bit and just see what's going on and use the bathroom. So I will be right back in a couple of minutes. So I don't usually drink energy drinks, but there's a thing called a Java, like it's Monster, but it's Java. So it's a coffee flavored energy drink. It's quite good. Been saving this for a while. That's good. Like, it's sweet. I had a Starbucks one. It was like a triple espresso shot. Oh man, that was foul. Holy cow. Really did not like it. But this Java Monster is really good. Whoops, I just pushed the wrong button. Caffeine! That's right. My primary drug of choice is caffeine. Like, when I wasn't smoking weed or anything like that, I would get cranked up on Mountain Dew. and game all night. Oh man, I still like Mountain Dew, but I can't handle a lot of that stuff. And there's all the different kinds of Mountain Dew too, right? Like the Voltage and the Code Red, and I even had Halo 3 Mountain Dew once upon a time. Took it to school and showed my classmates, and we all tried it, and it was terrible. Tasted terrible. But you know, it was like an orange flavored drink. Like, how much caffeine is in this bad boy? 170 milligrams. That's a lot. So good, man. What's that? Oh, it's a dragon. Get back here, bear. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, Shadowmere. I just get back on the ground. Ow. Elven Shield of Flame Suppression? Holy cow. So now I have 3 Elven Shields. Elven Shield of Frost, Fire, and Shock. That's awesome. Shot through the heart. Okay, put those steel bolts back on. Okay, let's get some healing XP in. Ooh. It's funny that I like this though, because when I drink regular coffee, I don't put sugar in it. I think whoops, the thing's going off again. The heck? Okay. Keeps on. Sometimes when I scroll my mouse wheel, it scrolls the chat, and then I have to like exit the window and go back to it. Okay, we're going north. Let's go. Oh. Have either of you guys played Far Cry 3? Or any of the Far Cries for that matter? Far Cry 3 had a DLC called Blood Dragon, where it was like an 80s like cyberpunk theme. And there were like these big dinosaurs called blood dragons that would spit fire and stuff like that. It was really cool. Not a fan? Alright. Like, I played 1, 2, and 3. And they're all different from each other. And I enjoyed them. But, like, the Far Cry's after 3, it was kind of like cookie cutter. Like, oh, we're going to get Giancarlo Esposito to be in our game. Like, okay, great. You know, people that love him in Breaking Bad or whatever are going to be like, oh, man, I want to play this game now, right? Like, it didn't get me to buy it. Because, like, I like Breaking Bad, but I'm not going to be like... Oh, it's dead already. But I'm not going to be like, oh, Breaking Bad's the best show ever. Because it's not the best show ever. Like, it's pretty good. but I wouldn't say it's the best. So what do I think is the best show? I don't know, like, my favorite TV show of all time is probably the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Like, I love that shit. And the Batman, too. Yeah, like, we're watching a show called Psych. It's from, like, the early 2000s. And it's funny as hell, man. Like, the acting that the guys do and the jokes and all the weird situations they get into, like, we find it really entertaining. And a lot of shows that come out now, they don't try to be funny. They try to be serious, right? Like, serious dramas. And, you know, I can only take so much serious drama before I get bored. Like Game of Thrones, right? I loved the books. But when I watched the show, like, the first season was good because they followed the book, but then after that, they stopped following the book. And I was not a fan of that. Because, like George R.R. Martin put a lot of work into the book and the characters and the story. Like, he put a lot of work into it. And the showrunners just didn't give a crap about that. Same thing with the Witcher TV show. Like, The Witcher, good novels, good stories, good games. But when they took the TV show, the writers of the show didn't use any of the material. And you could tell because I read the books. There's another dragon. I read the books, and they just chose, like, characters and certain situations, but they didn't follow the storytelling style. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't that great. And even though Henry Cavill was an absolute Chad in that show, it wasn't enough to save it. Like, I was talking about this to Sean earlier. It's like, who do they make stuff for? You know, if they make it for fans, then you'd think they'd want it to be the same thing. But they don't. Because writers, right? Like, writers will adapt. So they add their own, what do you call it? Their own influences into it. Like, this is why, like, directors are important. When a director is making a movie, he's constantly checking to see if it's following the theme that he's trying to set. So, like, George Lucas, right? If you watch interviews with the actors, George Lucas is a madman. He wants to tell a weird story about these people in space, but he doesn't know how to do it. And I've seen interviews with Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford, and the three of them ganged up on George Lucas because of the way he wrote the script and the dialogue. They're like, hey, people don't really talk like this, you know? And he's like, fine, I'll rewrite the dialogue. So he did episode 4, 5, and 6, begrudgingly. That's why he got a new director for episode 5. He didn't want to be in that position where people disagreed with him. He doesn't take criticism very well. So then he gets the money to make episode 1, 2, and 3, and what does he do? It's like a comedy. Right? Like, think of all the memes that have come from episode 1, 2, and 3. Like, memes don't mean your stuff is good. Memes mean your stuff is funny. And he wants to make a serious movie with comedy. Like, Laurel and Hardy routines, right? Like the droids, like the robots, right? They're, like, doing slapstick comedy routines, and it's like, you know, I don't get why he has to make droids silly. Like C-3PO and R2-D2? Okay, that's great. Like the comic relief, right? But, like, why are the battle droids who are enemies, like, why are they, like, incompetent? Like the stormtroopers. Like, why is everyone incompetent? Like, I don't understand that. That's like, the bad guys are incompetent, right? Like, okay. Then what are you making a movie about? You know? So, I don't really hate the new Star Wars movies. I don't think they're terrible. I just think they're made for a new audience. So that's the thing about getting old, man. It's like, the stuff that you used to like is not cool anymore. Right? Like, it's just not. People aren't into Star Wars the way they used to be. And you can tell because of the games, right? Nobody's making games for Star Wars that are like good games. Like they had Jedi Survivor, right? It was basically Uncharted but Star Wars. You know, you're like parkouring, you're like climbing on walls, you're jumping, you're like doing all this stuff with all these scenes and things like that. And like I don't get that. Like I liked The Force Unleashed, where you just go through and kill all the dudes. Like that was fun. And I like Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, where it has nothing to do with the movies. It's just a game set in the Star Wars universe because you're playing like a different character, right? Kyle Katarn. And it's got nothing to do with the movies. And I think it's better that way. Like when you're making an adaptation, make it unique, right? Like that's cool. So like with the Witcher TV show, what they should have done was instead of trying to copy the themes of the book, should have just made an original story. You know, come up with something new. People might have liked that. But, you know, I'm not a TV, I'm not a director. I don't understand how that stuff works. Because I've never been in that position. Like, I'm a consumer, right? So I only understand things at the consumer level. Like, I've never been in charge of something. Except, like, this channel, right? Like, I'm in charge of this channel. And I want it to be successful, but I'm also worried about success because, like, I watch people that do YouTube as a job, right? And it seems difficult. Like, to be at the computer for 8 to 10 hours a day, I would find that difficult to do. And that's what you need to do if you want to be successful, right? You gotta cut enough time out that it's worth your time. So that's what I'm working up my way to do. Like, I might not do 8 hours in a row, but what I have thought of doing is that if I had energy at night, I might be able to stream a bit during the afternoon and stream a bit at night. Like, I might be able to do that in the future. And that would be good, because I find the streams, like, my videos will get views, but it doesn't get the watch time that a stream gets. So, like, usually when someone watches the stream, they'll watch for like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that, right? But like a video, sometimes people only watch for 30 seconds. And I have a video that has 966 views, but 70% of the people stopped watching after 30 seconds. So what's that all about, right? Like, am I turning them off with my intro? Is it my voice? You know, is it my attitude? Like, I don't know what causes people to stop watching. But I can't be bothered by that, right? Like, instead of worrying about the people that I'm missing out on, I gotta focus on the people that are engaging. So, like you guys, right? Like, if you weren't using the chat, I wouldn't be rambling this much about random stuff. I'd probably be focusing more on the game. And it doesn't bother me that you guys are you know, giving me things to talk about. Like, I like that. And if you guys like listening, then great. You know, I'll try to present my opinions and feelings in a way that's, you know, not like shoving it down your throat or whatever, right? Like, I try to keep an open mind, because, like, I've played games and people have told me things where I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I never thought of it that way. What the heck? Is this the target? I feel like I gotta get down there. Where, how do I gotta go this way, I think. But yeah, like, you know, I respect that you guys are focused on the things that you are. Like, I think I need variety, right? Like, if I focus on one thing for too long, I might get bored. Like, I'm streaming Skyrim today. I probably won't stream it tomorrow. I'll probably stream something else. But like Fallout 4, for example, you know, I could play that for 3 hours in a day and then play again for another couple hours, either in the same day or the next day, you know? That's just a game that I enjoy. And I'm at the point now where I just want to play the games I enjoy. So I enjoy Skyrim. Like, it's not my favorite game, but I enjoy it. And it's old, right? Because, like, the thing about older games is they're tried. They're tried and trusted, right? So, like, Skyrim is undisputably a good game. Like, if you don't like it, that's cool. But it's it's successful, right? You can't dispute that. Like, it's their best-selling game. And even though it's kind of a meme that they re-released it like 5 times, you know, if that's what sells, that's what sells, right? Like, that's the thing. I go to a lot of streams, and people are like, oh, you know, they're gonna make Elder Scrolls 6, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I really don't know if they're gonna make Elder Scrolls 6. It might not be worth it to them to make another game like this. Like, it might be better to just not make a game. You know what I mean? Like, so video game companies are corporations, and corporations are traded on the stock market. So instead of getting people to buy your product, you get people to invest in your company. That's how you make money. Yeah, exactly. Who knows when? Like, Skyrim's been out for almost 14 years. Like, that's a long time to go between making a sequel. Like all the other Elder Scrolls games were made all within 10 years of each other, basically. So, yeah, it's not that they're not going to make it, but, like, who knows when, right? Like, they made Starfield instead, and they're focused on Starfield. So, if they're focused on Starfield, then, you know, that's what they're going to focus on. And Starfield's an okay game. Like, I started watching streams about it, and I can see the appeal. Like, if you've never played a Bethesda game before, and Starfield is your first Bethesda game, then you'll probably really like it. But if it's not your first Bethesda game, then you might feel differently about it. Like, I'm not interested in Starfield. Like, I played No Man's Sky. Like, I think that's a way more interesting game than Starfield. But that's just me, you know? Like, Starfield and No Man's Sky are similar in a way. But if you really look at it, they're quite different, because you got to look at the pedigrees of each game. Like, Sean Michael Murray, you know, he played games before, and he wanted to make his own game, and that's what he did. He made his own game, and he did a pretty damn good job of doing it. Because, like, look at it. There's 255 galaxies, each with billions of stars in it. Like, and you can name the planets after you can name the creatures after you can name it whatever you want. Like, what game lets you do that? There is no game like that. You know? So that's fantastic. Like, I'll play No Man's Sky every once in a while, or I'll watch a stream every once in a while, but, like, I may not have hundreds of hours in it, but I think it's a good game and I appreciate it, so, you know, I'd say it's successful. But, like, Starfield, right? I wasn't really interested in it at first, but now I'm curious. I want to give it a chance now, because it's been, like, a couple of years or whatever, and they've released their DLC. So now it's like, okay, where does it go from here? Right? Like, the thing that really made me dislike Starfield was the New Game Plus mechanic. So, Starfield lets you build your own settlements. But when you do New Game Plus, it resets the whole universe. So, they want you to do New Game Plus, but if you're going to lose all your stuff, what's the point? So, that's kind of a busted mechanic.
Yes. You do kind proud. Only one challenge remains. Go and defeat the Troll Champion.
The Troll Champion!
Here's where you need to go.
He just points randomly. Yeah, so, I used to be a lot more critical about stuff. Like, I wouldn't give it a chance because I'm, like, a fan of this or I'm a fan of that or whatever. I'm not really like that anymore. I've kind of adjusted my expectations, so to speak. So yeah, now I'm giving Starfield a chance. And that's the thing, like, I've learned it's not usually worth your money to buy a game brand new. But if someone buys it and you get a chance to watch it, then that's good, right? Like, that's the best part about YouTube and Twitch is you don't have to buy the game to be able to check it out. So, like, Stalker 2's coming out, and I've played Stalker on my channel, but I'm not going to get Stalker 2 when it comes out because I want to see how it does first. Like, I talked about buying Hearts of Iron 4 and kind of being disappointed with it. So, like, I really like Stalker. So, when it comes to a sequel, I want it to be successful. But I don't know what they're going to do with the game, and I don't know what's going to be in it. So, to buy it straight up, you know, that's a pretty risky investment. I might not get enough time out of it, right? Like, if the game's only 10 hours, it's not worth $80. If it has no repetition, it's not worth $80. What I would really like to have in a Stalker game is stuff like Skyrim and stuff like Fallout. Repeatable quests. If you could just grind quests forever and just play the game at your pace, that would be fantastic. But if it's like the old Stalkers where, yeah, there's some freedom, you know, you can upgrade your weapons and you can upgrade your armor, but there's only so much you can do because there's only so much money in the game, then I don't really want more of that. Like, I want something more. Because that's what a sequel should be. It should build upon what's come before it. So that's why AAA game development is so risky. If the game you're building upon wasn't successful enough, then your new game, there's no guarantee it'll be successful. Like Oblivion. Oblivion is so weird. It's one of the weirdest games I've ever played in my life. The weirdest looking, the weirdest playing, the weirdest everything. And I'm glad that they didn't make Skyrim like Oblivion. Like, I like that they took out stats, because in Oblivion, the speed stat was busted. So, like, I'm watching an Oblivion playthrough, and the characters are so fast when they run around, like, you can't catch them and hit them with your sword. They're too fast. So it's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. So I'm kind of glad that they made Skyrim the way they did, because it feels a little more reasonable to me.
Someday, I'm gonna kill a dragon all by myself.
Like, I like Morrowind, like, because it's more like an RPG. But I wouldn't, like, if you've never played it before, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you should play Morrowind, man. Like, if you don't know what to expect, you're gonna play that game, and you're gonna be like, okay, you know, what do I do? And that's the thing about that game. It doesn't tell you what to do. What did I just get? Kind's token. Damage from animals reduced by 10%. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah. Well, like, I'm not a game developer, right? So, I'm just a consumer. But, like, I can imagine what it's like. And, like Warhammer 3. The marketing for Warhammer 3 was so weird. Like, they got this guy that talked like this. In Warhammer 3, there will be more dockable areas. Like, he talked like that in every ad for the game. And I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, why is this guy talking to us like we're simple-minded children? I don't get that. And then one of them, they literally, in the middle of the ad, they had a guy show up and replace him. And it went from a guy like this to, oh, sorry about that. This is just doing my job. And then a guy like this came on, and he talks like this, and he talks about Warhammer 3. And yes, Warhammer 3 is going to be so much fun. I can't believe how much you're going to enjoy it. And I'm like, do the developers think that we're, you know, brain damaged? Because that's the way they're acting. They're acting like they're brain damaged. So, okay. If that's how you market your game, that's really weird. Like, why would you talk down to people like that when you want them to buy your game? And it's because they're creating exclusivity. We don't want casual fans to play our game. We want hardcore fans. Like, they fixate on multiplayer. Like, every time there's an up... What the heck was that? What the hell? Did you see that? They just fell from the sky. What the heck, dude? Elder Scrolls for you. Yeah, don't ever change that. Like, keep that stuff in the game. Like, that's the thing about Starfield. Like, it still has the weird physics in it. Like, holy cow. Never change that. Holy cow. Like, I don't play games for them to be realistic. I play games for them to be fun. And that stuff is funny. Like, I get if you want to have the best graphics and the best looking game. Like, I get that. But that's not me. You know, I just want the game to be fun. Okay, let's put those bones away. Wait, she's got the bones. Where are you at? There you are.
Still here. I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker.
Mage. Not a major. Yeah.
Lead on.
Let's put those bones away. Okay, so I can't break those down. I could sell them, though. Okay, put those rings away. Okay, let's go sell some stuff. I ain't done nothing. Oh, we're closed. Okay. Oh, look like I'm a little bit behind in my broadcaster. Yeah, I am behind. Okay. Call all their followers pack mule. Yeah, because that's basically all they are. It's not like Mass Effect where you can romance them and stuff like that. They just follow you around all the time. Like, I like the Fallout 4 companions because they each have like a story and a quest line associated with them. And once you complete it, you get a perk for completing it, which I think is pretty cool. Because some of the perks are fun, like extra sneak attack damage or extra damage resistance or anything like that. Like, I really appreciated that. Speech increased to 35. Got any good stuff? Fishing rod. Ebony plate boots. Ring of blocking. Jugs? Do I have jugs? I'm not really sure what you mean. Ring of minor blocking. Oh! Yeah! Eminent wielding? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so how much damage does my sword do right now? 37. $46. Nice. Yeah, that's his stash. I don't have any jugs on me. Yeah, this is his stuff. Yeah, Eminent's one-handed. That's excellent. Like, getting stuff that boosts your damage, like, how awesome is that? Okay, let's go back down again. Let's see, what do we got? Blood on the ice. Oh, yeah, okay. Question the witnesses. Let's do that. Where was that? Yeah, here. Ugh. Is it? Okay.
You know about Talos? He founded the Empire.
Hopefully it works for us.
My heart goes out to Clan Shattered.
Okay.
Kin murdered, family warhammer.
Did you see what happened here?
Sorry, I thought I saw a fellow running away, but didn't get a good look at him.
Here, we'll put you with a police sketch artist and you can tell us how he looks.
Been too long since we've
Another one. Terrible.
Here, have a gold piece.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
Did you see what happened here?
I heard a scream and came running, but she was already like this when I got here.
Oh dear.
It's sad when someone has to die.
What is it, Imperial?
Did you see what happened here?
No, sorry. But I did notice that her coin purse was still intact, so whoever did this wasn't after gold. I'm going to keep preparing the body, if you'll excuse me.
Staying
Yeah.
safe, I hope.
Report to the guard.
Best offense is a good defense, am I right?
Spoken to the witnesses.
Just like always, nobody saw anything useful. The bastards escaped again.
There might be more of this if I let you. There might be more to this if you'll let me help.
Look, friend, if you think you can do better than the Legion of Guards, be my guest. You'll need to talk to your life, though. We can't just let anyone go around claiming to be an official business.
Your
If
life.
he's willing, then we'll talk.
Okay, let's talk to Yorlef. Like, some people complain about the accents in this game. I don't really see a problem. Like, so what if they're Scandinavian? Like, who cares? Like, some people don't... Like, they think it's a stereotype, right? Like, oh, Nord, Scandinavian. It's not a stereotype. Like, a stereotype is Justin Trudeau wearing blackface at a party. That's a stereotype. Like, Nord speaking Nordic in my video game?
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric
Oh, looking for work.
Council all this. The Jarl has put out a bounty to slay a giant.
Like, it's a video game. It's not meant to be real. Right? So, don't be offended by it. Like... like, Overwatch. Okay? Overwatch. That game offends me because the Canadian characters are lame. Like, they couldn't make them cool. Like, they're just lame. Like, who are they? Like, the ones like some archaeologist person. Canadian hero. Pharaoh's Canadian? What? Since when? I thought Pharaoh was, I thought Pharaoh was Egyptian.
Many, I fear, still need convincing. Then let them die with their false kings. We've been soldiers a long time. We know.
Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
People are still weighing things in their hearts.
What's left of
The
Skyrim
heck?
to wager?
If you have any news of the Western Holds, take it to Ulfric immediately.
Their sons
Whoa.
and daughters follow your banner. We are their families.
Well put, friend. Tell me, Galmar, why do you fight for me?
I'd follow you into the depths of oblivion. You know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what?
Oh, so her father is indigenous. So she's half Canadian. So she's half Egyptian, half Canadian.
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight
So,
for
okay.
children whose names
Alright, whatever. Like, see, I don't really care if they do that in a game. As long as the character has good gameplay mechanics, like, I don't care. Like, Farah's cool. Farah's an original character, and I really like the way she plays.
These are difficult times indeed.
But yeah, like,
Stalk their brethren like beasts.
like when Overwatch 1 came out, good game. Overwatch 2, terrible, because they keep changing the meta every single time, right? Oh, a new character comes out, we have to redo all the other characters too. Like, why? Like, why do you have to balance the game? Okay, examine the crime scene. Get assistance from him.
I'm not much of a strategist. Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts, and I'm grateful for that. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time.
Can you tell me about
Grew
Windhelm?
up here, cold as Admora, but that just grows the beard thicker. Not a history in these walls, We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive.
That's funny. So I see. So is this what the bug is? Like it's telling me to get assistance from him, but I can't. Is it because he's eating a sweet roll? Yeah, let's go check out the crime scene and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I used to love Overwatch. I had a lot of fun playing that game. And I stopped playing when the hamster character came out. I'm like, this hamster character is so dumb. I can't stand it. And they keep putting in characters. So her body's not here anymore. Is she underground? Oh, okay.
Lightly armored means light on your feet.
Gave me permission to aid in the investigation.
All right then. I noticed a trail of blood leading away from here. Helgerd's taken the body into the Hall of the Dead to prepare for burial. She's a little crazy, but if she knows anything, it's dead bodies.
Hey, talk to Helgerd. Okay, yeah, into the Hall of the Dead. Okay, there's her body.
Large diagonal cut from left shoulder.
You notice anything strange about the body?
Well, she's dead. But I guess that's not unusual, at least not for somebody in here. I mean, someone who's not me, that is. Sorry, was only joking with you.
So the body.
Oh yes, right, of course. The only unusual thing is the shape of the cuts. They look like they were made with... Well, the ancient Nords used these kinds of curved blades when they embalmed their dead. I don't know who in Windhelm would even have something like that. Other than me, of course.
Did you have anything to do with this?
I'm too busy tending to the dead to spend my time...
Oh, excuse me.
And I wouldn't very well tell you about the cuts if I had made them, now would I? No, I really got to get back to the body. A lot of work to prepare her for the grave.
Okay. So I talked to her. So now I need to go follow the blood trail. Wait, that's not the way I have to go. This way. I just finished the energy drink and now I want a cup of coffee. So I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. Alright. I kind of remember following a blood trail, but that was a long time ago, man. Holy cow. Alright. So just talking to my mom, Stardew Valley gets a new update today. And, too much caffeine? Maybe a little bit too much. This is my, is it my third cup of coffee? Might be my fourth. Don't worry, I'll be able to fall asleep tonight. Okay. So follow the blood. Is it here? Huh. It's one of these houses, isn't it? So, let's go in here and take a look.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us.
Oh, damn. You look like you've been punched in the face, lady. Holy cow. Yes. One of these houses is the murderer's house, right? It's not that one. That's for a thieves guild.
It's just something they tell soldiers so they'll risk their lives.
Glory. Yeah. Glory! Here I'm. Okay. Well, a master lock is not that hard to pick. But yeah, I'm actually feeling the caffeine from that drink. Because that's the thing. Like, coffee doesn't have that much caffeine. Like, a cup of coffee has maybe 80 milligrams of caffeine in it. Whereas an energy drink has twice that, right? So, I am definitely starting to feel a little bit excited. Okay, good. Just found the sweet spot. Almost. Ooh, close. I hate that they break so much easier on Master, like... But it should break easier. Oh, I think I had it there. There we go. Oh, the heck? Look at that shadow. It looks kind of weird. Pushed against the wall. Oh, it tells you to get permission. Beware the butcher. Killer who haunts the streets of Windhelm. These calamitous times bring out the worst in people. Don't become the next victim. See Viola Giordano if you spot any suspicious behavior. Really? Okay. Butcher Journal. The plans are coming together swimmingly. I've found good sources of bone, flesh, and blood, but thus far a good sampling of sinew and marrow have escaped me. No matter. The city is swollen with contemptuous fools who will be missed by nobody. Last night was almost able to corner Suzanne as she left Candlehearth. Idiot guards showed up at just the wrong moment and I had to turn about, just out for a stroll and so forth. There will be other chances, but the time is drawing near. I think back to my time in Winterhold, all the wasted minds up in their towers. They only explore the magic they already know. I am discovering a new magic here, something deeper than the cantrip shenanigans of fire and light. This flesh magic is older than us, perhaps older than the world itself. I am tugging at the corners of the fabric of the universe, and where it bunches and folds is where I shall create my greatest triumph. One more attempt at the Candlehearth girl. She's proving to be a bit too cautious, but those strong joints of hers should contain the most exquisite tendons. Worth the effort, tonight. Dang! Okay. Strange amulet. Oh dear. Strange amulet, interesting. Holy cow. Butcher Journal 2. 17 tendons and assorted ligaments, 173 fragments of bone for assemblage, approximately 4 bucketfuls of blood, Nord preferred, 6 spoons of marrow, no more than 2 from a thigh, 12 yards of flesh before cutting. No, definitely no shenanigans going on. Star scrying at the edge of the ice mine, look to the lights where the souls dance, revealing the time when a spark will revive, when the rotted unites under most skillful hands. Translation from Altmer text as interpreted by the Aliads, first transcribed by Altmer. Provenance and authority unknown. Soon. Okay, probably something upstairs. This is a really big house. Like, if you had a house this size, you'd be doing all right. Check bed. Did I just go past it without even realizing it? Okay, so these are stacked in an odd fashion. How is that odd? Nothing but skeever droppings and cobwebs. There must be something else I need to check. These? Kitchen? Okay. Looks like it still wants me to find something else. Okay, blood on the ice. Let's look it up. Follow up on the clues. Investigate mead from the dust. Okay, did I investigate mead yet? There's a lot more places that it wants me to look. Yeah, so that's what the thing. It's something that I haven't investigated yet. Yeah, let's take another look around. Like, it says investigate mead, but like, you know, I did. Is this it? Knock all those bones everywhere. Think that'll be alright? Alright. Yeah, because, like, from the article I was reading, it seems like we skipped a bit of stuff by coming straight here. Get assistance. Alright, let's go see if we can talk to him now.
Intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
Colonel!
What would you have me do?
Snake!
If he's not with us, he's against
Infiltrate outer heaven.
The Stormcloaks are finding victory across the land.
Can you tell me anything about the Butcher?
Have you been talking to Viola Giordano? She posts us all over the city, and someone keeps taking them down. Ask her about it if you want an earful.
You know what this amulet is.
I've never seen anything like it. I would take this to Calixto at the House of Curiosities. He has a good eye for strange trinkets. Might even give you a bit of gold for it.
Yeah.
Travel safely. It's dangerous out here.
Soon. I still say you should take them all out like you did.
Now I just gotta find that guy's shop. Oh, excuse me. Oh, 1251.
You hear the news? There's a dragon roosting up on Mount Anthor, to the northwest.
Wow, really? Yeah. Alright, we can get in.
Can I help you? Welcome to the House of Curiosities. I offer a brief tour for a few coins, or you can simply browse at your leisure.
Do you know anything about this amulet?
Let me see. Ah, yes. This is the wheelstone. It's an heirloom symbol of the power of Windhelm. Traditionally, it's carried by the court mage. I would be interested in acquiring it, if you're willing to part with it, that is. For a piece like that, I could pay 500 gold.
Shouldn't the court mage have?
Windhelm? Bah, it's purely ceremonial, and he has no use for it. Besides, I wouldn't want to be the one to give it to him. Gives me the creeps. They say he dabbles in necromancy.
I'll hold on to it.
Suit yourself. It's only of value to collectors, though. Good luck finding anyone else who will appraise it that highly.
Okay, so now I need to talk to, what's her name? Giordano.
If you've got some time, stop by my house of curiosities.
Stop by my house of curiosities.
After what happened to those other women, I'm worried about my own safety.
Got some eyeliner on, jeez. What can you tell me about the butcher?
I've been following him for months now. Well, not actually following.
Should have sold it?
Him. The guards won't help.
So there's no use for it then, I take it.
I'm the only one who thinks he can be caught.
Why can't the guards help?
They say
Oh, okay, I can give her the journal.
I say, what good is winning a war if we're still terrorized by one of our own?
Found this journal in the killer's lair.
Huh? What's it say?
It sounds like the court mage has been experimenting.
Woundfirth. There have been rumors swirling about him for years, as long as I can remember. But he's a dangerous man. That's why they call him the Unliving. I wouldn't approach him directly.
Okay.
This information needs to go straight to the steward. He'll listen to you.
Okay, talk to your left now. Okay, I'll go back and see if I can sell it then. Or should I wait?
Go fiddling with any locks around here, we're going to have a real problem.
Go fiddling with any locks and we'll have a problem. Okay. Ugh.
Die, Dawn.
What the? Oh, look at this. Oh no, I've contracted the disease. Oh, frost atronak. Okay. Oh, I'm glad I can walk through that. Gotta make sure I get that disease cured. Wait, do I have a potion of cure disease? Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Don't want to be a vampire.
I'm not much of a strategist.
I believe the cooler is Windhelm the Unliving.
That's quite an accusation. I assume you have proof?
Found his amulet.
I don't want to believe it. Windhelm has been a trusted friend to Ulfric for many years. It pains me to see that the Whispers had truth to them. Windhelm shall be apprehended. I thank you for your diligence in getting to the bottom of this matter. The streets of Windhelm are now safe. You think I need to
Alright, we did it.
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Alright, so, I'm going to wrap things up here. There's some other stuff that I want to get done today, so like I do want to record an episode of Vlad tonight. I haven't done that in like 2 weeks, so so you think? Yeah, okay. Well, I could probably sell it now, right? I'll see if I can sell the amulet now, and then I'll wrap it up.
What is it?
But yeah, so, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, so now it's permanently in my inventory. Okay, I see what you're saying. Why is this closed? Where did he go? Weird. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just your typical Skyrim quest, right? Okay. Alright, well, thanks for trying to help me out, even though I didn't listen, but you tried. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what. Probably Dwarf Fortress. Depends on what's going on. Yeah, so I'm back to streaming. Like, I'll try to stream every day. Just depends on what happens in my life. And yeah, I'll see you guys again. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you in another stream. Yeah, take care, guys. Have a good one.